Good morning students. In this video lecture I will be discussing triangles. Now I hope all of you must be knowing the type of triangle based upon its angles, based upon the sides. Now, so just to give an introduction, just to clean up all those, if those who don't have, those who don't know the concept of that. Okay, so what is triangle? Like equilateral triangle, then we have isosceles triangle, then we have scalene triangle. These three types of triangles are based upon side, right? Triangle in which all sides are equal. Second, any two sides are equal. Third, none of the sides are equal. Second, we have acute angle triangle. Then we have obtuse angle triangle. Then we have right angle triangle. These are the three main important types: acute, obtuse and right angle triangle. Then equiangular triangle is also there. So based upon angles, equiangular is also there. Now equiangular means all the angles are equal. So first of all, let us understand what is acute angle triangle. Acute angle triangle means the angles of the triangle, is less than 90 degree. Is less than 90 degree. In obtuse angle, any one of the angle is greater than 90 degree. In right angle triangle, any one of the angle is equal to 90 degree. Not any one, actually only one angle will be equal to 90 degree. Though I am writing any, it will be only one angle in a triangle which will be greater than 90 degree, and the other two remaining angles will always be less than 90 degree because of this obtuse angle. Now here right angle triangle, one of the angle will be 90 degree. So in case of example of acute angle, like it will be 60, 40, or you say 70 here, 50 degree, like this. Now in case of obtuse angle triangle, one of the angle will be greater than 90 degree. Suppose 120 degree, then remaining angles you can say 30 degree, or you say 40 degree, and this will be equal to 20 degree. Now in 190 degree, one of the angle will be 90. These two angles can be of any measurement. So the important thing is one of the angle should be 90 degree, one of the angle should be greater than 90 degree, and all the angles should be less than 90 degree. So this is the example of acute angle, obtuse angle and right angle. In equilateral triangle, we have all the three sides equal. In isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. In a scalene triangle, none of the sides are equal. Now, when we see equilateral triangle, we all know that each angle will be equal to 60 degree. These all things we have already studied. Now in your textbook, the questions will be like, one of the two sides will be given here. They will be saying 7. Here they will be saying x plus 2 for an example. And they will say that ABC is an isosceles triangle and AB is equal to AC. Then what is the value of x? So obviously you will compare x plus 2 is equal to 7, x will be equal to 5. In the same way, you will be having one triangle. Inside that another triangle will be drawn, and they will use x plus 2. This side they will use y plus 2. Here they will use x plus 1, suppose, or 2x plus 1. Here they may use like 2y plus 3. For an example I am saying, and then they will say these two sides are equal, this side is equal to this. Now how you are going to solve this type of numerical problems? So since this side is equal to this side, so you can write x plus 2 is equal to y plus 2. That means x minus y is equal to 0. Correct? This is equal, or you can say x is equal to y. Now here you can directly get the answers if x is equal to 2. Now you got one equations. After that you will see here, you will write 2x plus 1 is equal to 2y plus 3. Then it will be 2x minus of 2y is equal to 2. So x minus y is equal to 1, or x plus, you take 4, you write 3. So it will be 3 here, correct? And here it will be already 2, 2. So in this way you will be having two equations. In the same way, since I have taken general numbers anyway, so if you will compare these two, you will get one equation. If you compare the inside one, you will get another equation. And then these two equations you are going to solve either by using substitution methods, means we have not studied the simultaneous equation as it is not a part of our syllabus. But still we have little bit of knowledge. We have already studied in class 7. We have not studied all the three methods to solve, but one method we have solved. We have studied at least two methods, splitting method and second elimination method. So we can apply that two methods, any one of the method, and we can get the values of x and y depending upon the question. So this type of question is there in our textbook, so we all can solve. Now I will be discussing about the congruency of triangles, which we have already studied in class 8. Just here there is some bit changes in the numerical problems. The level of the questions is a bit higher than class 8. Now we are going to study about congruency of triangles. In congruency of triangles, we are having certain properties based upon which we can say that two triangles are congruent. Now the word congruent means the shape of two or more figures will be same and will be of same size. That means that both the objects we will be able to overlap each other. If we overlap one object on the other object and we see from this side, that side object won't be visible. If I see from this side again, my object of that side will not be visible. That means they both will be of exactly same shape as well as size. So here we are going to basically see the congruency of triangles. Now what are the criteria that we can say, on which we can say that the two given triangles are congruent are, like the very first method is like side, side, side. For an example, if I have one triangle whose one side, this is second, this is third side, and same I am having 1, 2, 3, these two sides, these two triangles. These two triangles are there, A, B, C, D, E and F. So to prove that whether these two triangles are congruent or not, or the method to prove is like we can say in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, AB is equal to DE first, second we can say BC is equal to EF, third we will say AC will be equal to DF. Correct? Now these two sides are equal. This side is congruent to this side is congruent to this side. If we change and overlap and twist and keep on this, obviously they will overlap to each other. Now if you see this side if I twist this side, if I twist like this anti-clockwise, and I try to bring and keep this D here over here, then F will come and sit over here and E will come and sit here, right? E will come here, F will come here and D will come here. Now if D and F means which part? D and F. Here what I will get? I will get here D. So here I will be having E, here I will be having F. So D and E, where is my D and E? D and E will be here. So will we be able to overlap these two? So it will not be possible, right? AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to EF, and this is also equal to F. In this way we cannot overlap. But if we twist like this, means to say that, like, I will get a triangle in which D will be here and E will come here, F will come here. After twisting, after inverting completely, D will remain as it is. So here I will be having F, correct? Sorry, not F. This side will come here and this side will come here, this side will come here, obviously. Now if I twist this, now if I keep on this, D will come and sit here, E will go there, F will come here, correct? Now this will come here, this E will go there, F will obviously come here. Now D to E is of same side, DE is here, DE is here. DF double side, DF double side, EF double triple side. Understood? Now in the first method that I told you, directly I will try to overlap. So after overlapping, we were not getting the answers. But if we twist it anti-clockwise, we rotate in 3D. You try to understand this triangle. I will take out and then I will rotate like this, and then I will do the anti-clockwise rotation. Then obviously I will get the same figure. So you are not supposed to do all these three things that I told you right now while calculating. The only method you have to apply is you have to see whether all the three sides are equal. If all the three sides are equal, then we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. That's all. By which criteria? So side criteria. Now, my dear students, I tried to make you make you understand the overlapping concept. That is why I was just twisting and rotating the figure, this figure, or even you can twist this figure and then try to understand. This all two things are not given in your book. They will not explain you in that way. Neither in any of the book they will explain you. They will only tell you the word overlapping, that these two figures should overlap on each other. They should coincide with each other. Their points B, D should coincide. They should overlap and all those things. But I tried to make you understand in the form of 3D figure. If I have a triangle, particular triangle which I can hold in my hand, I can try to rotate as well as do the anti-clockwise rotation and then try to fit on this. That is why I tried to explain. So based upon side, we have all the sides of two triangles. If they are equal, then we can say the given two triangles are congruent based upon side criteria. Now the another we will be having is side angle side, which I will be explaining, but let me first clean the book. Now second criteria is side angle side. Now if I have a triangle, suppose ABC, another triangle DEF, this side is equal to this side is equal to this side, and angle is equal. These two angles are equal. Then I can say that these two triangles are what? They are congruent. Or if I have like this also, then also I can say that these two triangles are equal. If I will try to lift and put here, I will not be able to do that. Then what I have to do? I have to just rotate it like this. This triangle I will take in my hand and then rotate. If I rotate, then after rotation, which type of triangle I will have? I will be having E here, F this side, D will be here, and obviously this double side will go there, single side will come this side. Now you can see it is same visual. You can visualize this after taking and rotating and then trying to keep. This side will come and sit over here, this side will come and sit over here, angle will sit there, and obviously this side will sit here. So based upon side angle side criteria, what you have to do? You have to again write same thing in triangle ABC and DEF. What is first condition you can write is, you will write is, first AB is equal to DF, then you can write AC is equal to DE, third you can write angle BAC is equal to angle EDF. They are given, and these all three conditions are given here. These all conditions are given. Therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. By which criteria? Side angle side. Now, the angle, to apply side angle side criteria, the angle should be included between the two given equal sides. Given equal sides, if angle is included between that, sandwiched between that, between them, then only we can say side angle side. If I have a triangle, suppose ABC here and another triangle DEF, this side is equal to this side, an angle is given here, then under no circumstances I will be able to prove that these two triangles are congruent. These two triangles will never be congruent. It may not always be congruent. Sometimes it may be congruent, but it will not be congruent. So we cannot say that these two triangles are congruent. The only condition is that the angle should be included between the two given equal sides. If one angle is here, the another angle is here, then it is not possible. It is not possible that these two triangles will be congruent. 100% it is not true that this will be congruent. So the necessary condition for side angle side is that the angle should be included between the given two sides. Now, third criteria I will be discussing. Let me first clean the board. Now, third one is angle side. Angle side, or you say angle side angle. These two criteria are same. Angle side or angle side angle. We will see how these two are same. Suppose I have a triangle ABC. Again I have taken. This angle is equal to this angle on this side. DEF. This angle is equal to this angle on this side. Okay. Now, as you can see, first condition in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, what you can write? Angle ABC is equal to angle DEF. Second, you can write AB is equal to angle DE. Third, you can write angle BAC is equal to angle EDF. These all three conditions are given, right? Now, when these three conditions are given, then what you can write? Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by angle side angle. By this criteria, because one angle, then side, then angle. Angle side angle. Now, if I have another criteria, like if I have one triangle angle and this side, another we are having DEF angle side. Now, will I be able to say that these two triangles are congruent? If it is not here also, it is suppose here, can I say that these two triangles are congruent? Is it possible? Under any circumstances can I say? Now, let's see. If I will try to lift this and try to put here, this equal to side will not be overlapping here. This side will be here. That means it is non-equal sides. Now, if I twist this, if I rotate this 180 degree, then what I will get? I will get here E, here I will get F, here I will get D, and then angle D and angle E will remain as it is. Now, I will be having DF. Where is my DF? This. Correct? In this way I will get. Now, if I rotate this, if I will try to put here, so again this side will come and sit here. It is not possible. Now, if I rotate this once, then what I will get? I will get D here, then I will get D, then here I will get F, here I will get E. Now, angle D is equal to angle E, and then DF, where is my DF? This part. Correct? Now, will I be able to get this value? Now, if I again rotate, like this, so I will get D here, E here, and F here, and this side will come here, EF will come here. Same thing I will get here. Yes or no? See, so what I want to say that if angle and side is outside, angle and side is outside, then also we can say that these two triangles are congruent. These two triangles are congruent since I have done the rotation, twisting and all those things. So right now it was not looking like these two triangles are congruent, right? Right now if I observe this, it is not possible that these two triangles are congruent. But if I rotate this and then do the anti-clockwise rotation, clockwise rotation, if I take out this triangle and try to rotate in 3D observation, then obviously I can find that these two triangles will come to be equal. They both will be equal. That is why we can say that this triangles is also congruent by angle side. This criteria is also same as angle side angle. So I hope it is clear. So you all need not to worry about all this of rotation and rotation of the figures. The only thing is that you have to remember the concept that the various conditions, if a triangle minimum 3 conditions are satisfied, then that all the triangles will be congruent based upon their conditions. Now I will be discussing about right RHS criteria, that right angle, hypotenuse and side criteria. Now here only you see, my dear student, if I have to say that whether these two triangles are congruent or not, see, once again I can leave this triangle and then rotate in this way. If I will rotate in this way, that means E will go here, D will come here, F will come here. This will be my triangle. Angle D and E are equal. DF will come here. Similarly, this will be congruent. Can I see? Right now it is not visible. If I rotate this, then these two triangles will be congruent. That is what I have done by following 2-3 steps. If you observe in one step only, I can prove that this triangle is congruent to the other triangle. That is why it entirely depends upon the observation of the problems. Once you observe the problem very nicely, obviously you will be having very shortcut methods to prove that the given triangles are congruent. Now, as I told, I will be discussing RHS criteria. Now, for RHS criteria, the necessary condition, this is one of the important topic, means the important part in RHS. What you have to see is the two triangles. In the two triangles, at least one of the angles, the necessary condition is at least one of the angles should be equal to 90 degree and the hypotenuse should be equal plus one of the sides. For an example here, this angle is 90, this angle is 90. Here I am having A, B, C, D, E, F. Correct? Angle D is equal to this. This side has to be equal to this and this side should be equal to this or this side. Then only we can say that these two triangles are congruent. If I have like, then I will write angle B is equal to angle D, AC is equal to EF, and then we will writing BC is equal to FD. Now after this you will write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now you note here, can you write like this? Till now I have been writing ABC and DEF, but if I write like this in this case, then this writing will be incorrect. Up to here it is correct, but from this part the answer will be incorrect. You cannot write like this. Why I am saying? Because in the center you see at angle B we are having 90, but here at D we are having 90. So I cannot write E as is equal to 90. So the sequence should be followed as the things we are comparing. Like if I am writing angle B 90, then angle D should be in the middle. So B, then angle D. Then what I am writing? I am writing uncommon side A here. So I will write A here. So uncommon side it will be E here. Then we have A and then C we are having the C. BC, B to C is there side, then ED, and then we are having F, DF. So DF is this side, BC is this side, correct? Angle B is 90, angle D is 90, correct? Now AC is there, A to C is end to end, E to F is end to end. So that means you can write only ABC is congruent to EDF in this way by RHS criteria. So most of the students, they don't understand this concept. That is why I try to explain here that the way you are writing in this triangle as well as in the previous triangle, the sequences should be followed. If you are taking A and at A we don't have any angle which is common to that both the triangles, then we will be measuring that. Angle B is in middle, so angle D should also be in the middle. Angle A is here, uncommon side, so and the same sequence. The sequence of the writing of the name for the triangle should be same as in the other case. Now if I have now my question is, can I say these two triangles to be congruent based upon RHS? Can I say that these two triangles are congruent? Since one is 90 degree, another is 90 degree, these two sides are given. So can I say? No, we cannot say here that these two triangles are congruent by RHS criteria, because the necessary condition for writing a triangle to be congruent with the other is that first of all it should be having 90 degree. That is, you can see it is very well, it is given. But the another necessary condition that they are hypotenuse, edge should also be equal, then only we can say they are congruent by RHS. So right now they are congruent by side angle side, right? Side angle side for RHS. This side, if it is given like this, then you can say either side angle side or RHS. Any one of the thing you can write. If it is in this case, if it was in earlier case, you cannot write this as right angle RHS criteria. So in this way I finished my proving of congruency of triangles. I hope all of you must have understood. If not, then please do watch once again from the very beginning and try to read your textbook. If you don't have the textbook, then ask your friends to send the pictures of this chapter so that you can go through and practice the numerical problems. Thank you.